Joining us right now is Murray Energy CEO Robert Murray. Robert, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Maria.
So the VPs are coming to you. Jobs at issue at the forefront of this election. What do voters need to hear from these candidates tonight, in your view, sir?
I think that Governor Pence will continue the strong record that he has given, where he cares about people, about mining people. It's a tragedy as to what's happening in the coal fields with the destruction of lives by Barack Obama, who is the greatest destroyer America's had. And Mrs. Clinton says, I will expand on those policies. And the reason, Maria, she is saying that she's going to put a lot of coal miners out of business. She's getting millions of dollars from the manufacturers of windmills and solar panels. Has nothing to do with the environment, Maria. It's all about money. And she said, these people need this government help. These are the richest billionaires of the country that are kicking in to the Clinton Foundation, to the Clinton campaign, to build windmills and solar panels because it requires a subsidy. Coal stands in the way of that. 4 cents a kilowatt hour compared to 26 cents a kilowatt hour for the wind and solar. So these people are after the government money, and Clinton is all about money once again. I'm not a politician, but I am an expert on electricity and reliable electricity. And this is what I see she's doing in a subject that I know very much about.
Yeah, no, we know that you do. That's why we're inviting you on. Go ahead, Dagan.
Bob, what do you expect to hear from Governor Tim Kaine? He was the governor of the state of Virginia. Virginia, in the southwestern part of the state, some counties there, definitely coal mining counties like Buchanan County. What would you want to hear from him tonight?
Well, I would like to hear him support coal. He hasn't in his votes. In the Senate.
How can he? He can't support coal, can he?
No, but he's got to speak. You know, he represented the state of Virginia, and that's an industry in the state. I'm just curious if you expect him to say anything tonight.
Well, it'll be hard for him to support coal or low-cost, reliable electricity in America because his voting record is against the coal industry. You know, the lowest poverty level, 25 million families in America today, pay out 22 cents of every dollar they bring in for energy. We need to be worrying about these people who can't pay their electric bills. This single mother trying to support a family on one income. This push for wind and solar and against coal, which is the lowest cost electricity, is really hurting these lowest income families more than anyone else.
How many jobs have been lost in your industry this year, would you say, Robert?
There have been 60,000 jobs totally lost. This year, about 35,000, Maria.
John.
Robert, in addition to regulation, which has had an obvious effect on the coal industry, China has had a big effect because there's been this glut of oversupply there. What do you see happening in China right now? Do you see any sign that the China glut is easing and that demand is picking up over there?
Yes, it is. China's burning 4.0 billion tons of coal a year. The U.S. coal industry for thermal coal was 1 billion tons before the election of Barack Obama. Now it's down to about 600 million tons. So he's destroying the United States coal industry, all these jobs and all these lives right there in Western Virginia. No environmental benefit at all because the Chinese industry is building more coal-fired plants, and down they're burning 4 billion tons a year, some 6 times more than what we burn in the United States.
Yeah.
Bob, in terms of moving the country towards cleaner energy, what is the right message for people whose lives, their paychecks, putting food on the table depends on mining of coal?
I think the best energy policy in this country is an all-above policy. We need coal, we need natural gas, we need nuclear, we need some renewables. What I say to these people is hang in there. Obama is temporary. The destruction he's caused hopefully will not lead to the destruction of reliable, low-cost electricity totally in this country. And remember, our poorest families are paying a higher percentage of the cost of this electricity.
Yeah, but then, then you have, like Hollywood, who's all in with President Obama and Hillary Clinton's plans. You got President Obama and actor Leonardo DiCaprio. They're teaming up against climate change at an event on the White House lawn yesterday. Look at this.
The scientific consensus is in, and the argument is now over. If you do not believe in climate change, you do not believe in facts or in science or empirical truths, and therefore, in my humble opinion, should not be allowed to hold public office.
Robert, Americans are looking for jobs. We know this is the #1 issue, but the president and all of his celebrity supporters are pushing for clean energy. Who's out of touch here?
Well, I think Mr. Obama should have played another round of golf rather than meeting with Mr. DiCaprio. Mr. DiCaprio is not a very bright man. He is not knowledgeable. He's been created by the public, not necessarily a man that I would spend time with if I were developing policy. I think Mr. Obama should have played a round of golf.
Yeah, so, I mean, in terms of policy, do you want to see new policy, for example, from Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
What should the policy look like?
An all of the above policy. A policy that will get the lowest cost electricity, which is a staple of life, for those folks on fixed incomes, for the manufacturer of a product, for the global marketplace. All types of fossil fuels, renewables, nuclear, all of the above. And that's what Mr. Trump will endorse. And that'll get a strong America and make America great again, as he says.
Well, we'll see about that. I mean, yeah, go ahead, John.
Hey, Bob, OPEC is talking about cutting back on oil production by as much as 700,000 barrels a day. Do you see any relief in energy markets, oil prices from that development?
Yes, I do, sir. U.S. oil and gas prices have already risen some. It will not affect the coal industry, however, sir.
All right, we will leave it there. Robert, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.